request Mrs. Vimla Raigar, wife of Consul General Mr. Madanlal Raigar, to present a bouquet of flowers to our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Matthias Gröhl, State Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Consumer Protection of the free and Hanseatic city of Hamburg. Thank you, Mrs. Raigar, for your kind gesture. His Excellency Dr. Matthias Gröhl, State Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Consumer Protection of the free and Hanseatic city of Hamburg, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a very good afternoon and welcome you on behalf of the Consulate General of India to the 70th Republic Day celebrations today. We are extremely glad that despite the cold weather and today being a working day, you have come in large numbers, and we sincerely hope that you will have a pleasant time with us here today. Before we start, I would like to seek your cooperation and request you to switch off your mobile phones to silent mode to avoid any interruption. Well, it's almost the same procedure as every year, but as some of you have noticed, the timing and the venue are different. More on this will be told to you by Consul General Mr. Madanlal Raigar, for whom this iconic location was like, I came, I saw, and I conquered. Indeed, the official part of our program will commence now with the playing of the national anthems of the Republic of India and the Federal Republic of Germany. the second item on our agenda, and that will be a speech by Consul General Mr. Madanlal Raigar. I request Mr. Madanlal Raigar to come forward and deliver his address.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. I'm really happy all those beaming faces of friends of India, my colleagues from the Consulate, in our new meeting. Welcome all. Our chief guest for today, State Secretary Dr. Matthias Grohl, the Mayor of Hannover, Mr. Thomas Hammer, Dean, Hamburg Council Board from Auction Turkey, my dear colleagues from the Council Board, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters from Indian diaspora, friends of India, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, a very good morning to all of you. I extend a warm welcome to our guests on this special occasion when we are celebrating completion of 69 glorious years of India as an independent republic. I also take this opportunity to extend my warm greetings to all members of Indian diaspora present here. India being one of the biggest democracies of the world, upholding rights and wishes of our citizens, proudly flourish and cherish as one of the best republics among the community of nations. Thanks to the Constitution Drafting Committee chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 26 January 1950, India adopted its constitution which provides its citizens rights and freedom as envisaged therein and guides the governments and the administration to govern the country well within the defined framework of rules and regulations enshrined in it. I can proudly say that our constitution has proved itself worthy of it and is guiding India to become as one of the developed nations in days to come. From a population of 360 million in 1951, we are now a 1.31 billion strong nation. India has more than 50% of its population below the age of 25 and more than 65% below the age of 35, which is an asset in terms of younger workforce compared to the aging population of the Western world. India, with the highest number of middle class consumers, provides the biggest market for the world. India is the fastest growing economy in the world and is slated to be the 5th largest economy of the world soon. India, with its impeccable international record, is a strong contender for a permanent membership of the Security Council along with Germany, Japan and Brazil. As far as diplomatic relations are concerned, Hamburg has a special and important place for India. Even before independence, India had a trade commissioner posted at Hamburg, which used to work under the British India High Commission based in London. India opened its consulate in Hamburg in June 1952. It shows the importance of this beautiful city providing trade route not only for India but for the whole of Europe and rest of the world. India has a long list of collaborations with the northwestern part of Germany. Indian companies and the official side have been the regular participants in the fair and exhibitions held in Hamburg. However, held in Hamburg, Hannover, Bremen and elsewhere. Independent India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, visited Hamburg in 1956. India was the partner country in the 823rd birthday celebrations of Hamburg Port. India was a partner country in the Hannover Industrial Fair in 2015, which was jointly inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India and the German Chancellor, Her Excellency Madam Angela Merkel. India was the partner country at the 51st Biennial Conference of Historians took place on 20th September 2016 in Hamburg. And of course, our present Prime Minister Mr. Modi was here along with other world leaders during G20 summit in July 2017. Another live example celebrating relations between Hamburg and India is India Week Hamburg, organized by the Hamburg Senate every 2 years. There have been 80 plus India-specific events during this India Week Hamburg in November 2017. The next India Week Hamburg is going to be organized in October this year. The preparations are already on. The Hamburg Senate and the Indian Consulate are jointly organizing a kick-off meeting inviting all stakeholders, exhibitors, event organizers here at this consulate on 29th January. I would like to request event organizers to register themselves for this kick-off meeting. If they have not done so far, they will contact Ms. Julian Siraisi, she is here, the project head of the India Week Hamburg for the same. Preparations for India Week in Hanover is already on and it is planned for March 2019 in Hanover with active collaborations of the City of Hanover, the Consulate and the Indian Association Hanover. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Thomas Herman, who is among us today, for your support. In 2017, the bilateral trade between India and Germany was to the tune of 19.14 billion euros, out of which 3.535 billion euro were from Northwest Germany. Indian Consulate has been conducting regular business seminars to generate awareness about the trade and investment opportunities available in India. Germany is one of the biggest partners in India's flagship scheme, Make in India, and a German-specific program devised by the Indian government which is called Make in India Mittelstand MIIM, inviting Germany's small and medium-sized family-owned companies to invest and manufacture in India with incentives being provided to them by the government of India. Germany has welcomed a lot of Indians who settled here permanently and have contributed immensely to its development, and we have so many among our guests here. The German education institutions have attracted a lot of Indian students. 17,000 plus strong Indian diaspora reside here in northwestern part of Germany, including 1,890 students. Indian government has been floating a number of schemes keeping in mind the welfare of 30 million strong Indian diaspora living abroad and to keep them connected with the motherland. I feel elated when I get a positive feedback from the local authorities and the German friends about the Indian diaspora living here. They are well respected by the local authorities and populace for their intellect, sheer hard work and honesty. Indian professionals are sought after here in Germany for their talent, not only in IT but other fields too. It gives me a sense of pride to say that the Indian diaspora is comprised of peaceful and law-abiding citizens all over the world. Since we have a significant number of Indian diaspora present here, I would urge them to always respect the law of land, be loyal to the country they live in, but at the same time, they should not forget their roots. I would also like this opportunity to request the Indian diaspora to take part in the projects especially framed for them, contribute to their motherland and pay back the land of their ancestors in small or big way according to their capacity. Recognizing contribution of the Indian diaspora abroad, India organizes a special event biannually, the Parvasi Bharatiya Divas, which has just concluded in Varanasi a day before, coinciding with other two big celebrations which Kumbh Mela in Prayagraj and the Republic Day event in New Delhi. Video footage of these celebrations are being uploaded on the social media pages of this consulate. Please do have a look. India, along with the world, is celebrating Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary year starting from 2nd October 2018. And the celebration will go on until 2nd October this year. Mahatma Gandhi taught us the lesson of non-violence and solving conflicts by peaceful means. His teachings and contributions to the world are well known. Recognizing his contributions, Hamburg State has named a bridge as Mahatma Gandhi Bridge next to the landmark building Philharmony, which has thousands of footfalls daily. A bust of Mahatma Gandhi has been placed on a road next to the Rathaus in Hanover and inside the Rathaus in Bremen. I would like to thank these state authorities for the same. We are also celebrating 550th birth anniversary year of Guru Nanak Dev. Guru Nanak Ji was the founder of Sikhism and the first of the 10 Sikh Gurus. Guru Nanak Ji traveled far and wide, teaching people the message of one God who dwells in every one of his creations and constitutes the eternal truth. He set up a unique spiritual, social, and political platform based on equality, fraternal love, goodness, and virtue. The Consulate will always be there to partner with all Sikh and Punjabi community associations in northwestern Germany to celebrate events commemorating 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji in a befitting way. It is a pleasant coincidence that today we are also celebrating the National Voters' Day in India. In order to encourage more young voters to take part in the political process, Government of India has decided to celebrate January 25 every year as National Voters' Day. To mark Indian Election Commission's Foundation Day. On this day, we, the citizens of India, take a pledge showing our faith in our democracy, upholding the dignity of free, fair and peaceful elections, to vote in every election fearlessly and without being influenced by considerations of religion, race, caste, community, language or any inducement. The process of online voting by the NRIs from abroad is still under consideration. However, all NRIs can now register as an overseas voter, and if you happen to be there in India during elections, you do not require the voter ID but can vote at the assigned election booth of your hometown by showing your passport only. Details are available on the webpage of the Election Commission of India and also on the webpage of our consulate. I will also urge all NRIs guests here to take a voter's place later after the event with me. I will invite them separately. Indian Consulate in Hamburg has consular jurisdictions over 4 northwestern German states, which Hamburg, Lower Saxony, Schleswig-Holstein, and Bremen. We have issued 11,685 visas during 2018, in addition to the e-visa, which is issued online directly by the Indian authorities. We have also issued 5,468 overseas citizenship of India card to the foreigners of Indian origin and of their spouses and to their spouses, which is just little short of actual citizenship or the nationality. Keeping in view India's enhanced engagement with the northwestern part of Germany, the Indian government has purchased this beautiful heritage building and shifted in here in September last year. And we had inaugurated and our State Secretary and our ambassador here, you can just see that photo of inauguration on 8th October. I would like to place on record my sincere gratitude and thanks to the Hamburg Senate Protocol for its all-out support in purchase and acquisition of this building. The Consulate has been able to provide better working environment to its employees and better services to the visitors at this spacious premises. Indian students, Miss Sonia Vijaykumar, you see there? Okay. And Mr. Devashish Sahu. Is there around? Okay. They have put their artistic talent on display here in this hall. Soumya's photographs and Devashish's paintings can be seen on the walls. Both are the students of the Hamburg University. Guests will also enjoy a classical dance by the professional dancer Mrs. Prakriti Pole later after the formal speeches. With that, I conclude and have an earnest wish and prayer that India and Germany develop and prosper further along with the rest of the world, and that sense prevail upon all concerned to make this world a peaceful place to live in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ryder, for your factual and informative speech. Today, our chief guest is Dr. Matthias Grün, State Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Consumer Protection for the free and Hanseatic city of Hamburg. Dr. Grün is a medical doctor by profession and was heading this department from 2012 to 2018, and he took over as State Secretary from 1st of November 2018. I now have the pleasure of inviting His Excellency Dr. Matthias Grün, State Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Consumer Protection, to deliver his address today.
First of all, thank you very much for pronouncing my first name in the English way. It's always a warm welcome that you see that you're in different surroundings if you say Matthias instead of Matthias. I love it. So, Mr. Consul General Reger, Mrs. Reger. Okay, Mrs. Madame Julien, Mr. Hermann, where she is, yeah, there she is. Representatives of the Consulate Court, ladies and gentlemen. In the name of the Senate of the Free and Hanseatic City of Hamburg, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you and offer our congratulations to the Republic of India on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of your Constitutor's entry into force. I'm especially delighted to represent the Senate here today and to be able to participate in this beautiful event, which is so special. Tomorrow, you're marking this 70th Republic Day of India. The reason for this celebration is the entry into force of the Indian Constitution on January 26, 1950, ensuring India's independence from the British Crown. January 26 was selected as a date to commemorate the decision made by the Indian National Congress in 1930. It was at this time that the members decided to officially recognize India as an independent nation. In the struggle against the British colonial rule, you already mentioned Mahatma Gandhi, for me a person with great respect and a role of, so to say, how to copy it, developed his method of non-violent, civil disobedience, and ultimately brought down the British Empire without a single shot. We have two similar events in our history. First of all, we also celebrate, close to your date, the installation of our constitution, which is called the Grundgesetz, and which happened in 1949, and we are also celebrating this year the anniversary of this date. But on the other hand, in Germany more than 20 years ago, we were also successfully carrying out a non-violent revolution by peacefully doing away with the border between East and West Germany. By the way, it was the only peaceful revolution in England. We refer to our national holiday as a day of German unity and not as an independence day, even though for millions of people in East Germany it meant exactly this: independence from a dictatorial regime. And in Germany, the year unification also meant full sovereignty and independence from the powers that had been victorious in the Second World War. At a time where elsewhere there is a talk of building walls again, when nationalistic interests are regarded as more important than shared objectives, when supranational institutions are being regarded practically with disdain, and when dissatisfaction with political and social conditions are in part expressed through verbal and physical violence in this country as well, the memory of these achievements may be more important than ever before, because it is the basic of our society, it's the basic of our democratic system. After all, in the spirit of Gandhi, the violence-free culture of a social society is the objective upon which entire social systems should be based for the benefit of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, autonomy, sovereignty, and democracy, as well as plurality in their societies, link India and Hamburg, and have undoubtedly contributed to the fact that India and Hamburg have such a close relationship as we have today. Since as early as 1954, you already mentioned this, only 4 years after the Declaration of Independence in 1950, India has been represented by a consulate in Hamburg. Since 2011, Hamburg itself has been represented in India by the Hamburg representation in Mumbai and by 2 honorary representatives of the city of Hyderabad and Mumbai. The good relationship that exists between India and Hamburg is demonstrated not only by the political exchange, but also by the trade relations between the Hanseatic city and your country. Economically, India is an important partner of Hamburg. In 2017, the 18th data we don't have yet, the volume of trade between India and Hamburg amounted to approximately 1.42 billion euros. And now more than 90 Indian companies are represented in Hamburg. Close to 550 companies are operating in Hamburg. Companies are operating in India, and approximately 135 companies from Hamburg have a foreign representative office in India. A growing Indian community is living and working here in Hamburg. By now, more than 4,000 Indian nationals live in our city, and the number is increasing. And almost that many Hamburg residents have an Indian migration background. They bring their culture with them and add to the communication that exists between our city and our country. We love Indian foods, and sometimes if you try to reproduce it, which is not easy, you go into the Indian supermarket. We love Indian fabrics, so we are very glad that we have shops here in the town and so many other possibilities to buy and to see Indian products, which has established in business and small business here in town. Part of their identity and culture has thus also become part of Hamburg, and I'm certain that Hamburg has also become a part of their identity. The development testifies to a political and personal integration that has a positive influence of our life together. The good relationship between India and Hamburg are thus not only in political and economic spheres. Cooperation between universities in Hamburg and leading universities and research institutions in India has already existed for many years, and, which I learned was very important, and the number of Indian students at the Hamburg University has more than quintupled during the past 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, relations between India and Hamburg have become considerably more intensified in recent years. The growing trade volume has contributed to this, as well as the growing scientific exchange between our universities in Hamburg and the universities in India. But it is the mutual respect for and the reciprocal interest in the culture of the other country that has served as a basis for a good and friendly relationship between them. Besides projects conducted by the Hamburg cultural authorities, which promote cultural exchange between India and Hamburg, the Indian Week, you mentioned it, has already been contributing considerably to this cultural exchange for now 8 years. With approximately 30,000 visitors the year before last and more than 80 events, Indian Week is a brand which demonstrates the enormous and growing interest in your land and in your culture to live. In 2013, only half as many events were included in the Indian Week. Among the key organizers of the event, along with the other business organization, is the Hamburg Consulate. It's just a few days, all of the interested stakeholders once more will be meeting here in the Consulate General to present their new ideas for the 8th Indian Week, which, as you mentioned, will happen in autumn this year. My colleague, State Councillor Dr. Annette Tabara, will be opening the meeting officially, and we are all looking forward to this event in the second part of this year. Consul General William, for you and your staff, this holiday that is being celebrated today will be a very special one. Not only because it's a celebration of the 70th anniversary of the entry into force of your Constitution, but for another reason as well. For this is the first reception to mark a national holiday that you will be celebrating in this beautiful new facility. I'm certain that the search for an appropriate location in Hamburg and the overall organization of the move involved great efforts, successes, most likely also some small failures, and especially many hours of work and planning. This is why I very much hope that you are filled with pride today, that the Republic of India has such a prestigious location found in Hamburg. But permit me to tell you, in the name of the Senate and on behalf of the First Mayor, how pleased I am, and to thank you for this clear signal to this Hamburg location, as well as your commitment to the friendship that exists between your country and the city of Hamburg. I also want you to know, and I say this in the name of the Senate as well, how much I hope that we will continue to work with us in Hamburg together for a future to intensify our relationship as we do in the past. Thank you very much, and a very nice one day today.
Thank you, Dr. Grun, for your interesting speech. We will now have the pleasure of seeing a dance performance by Mrs. Prakruti Pole. Prakruti's journey as a student and teacher spans over 2 decades. She has received her training under renowned gurus in Bangalore and Chennai, and accredited A-grade artist of Doordarshan, which is the national television network of India. She has been recognized by the Indian government and with various distinctions and scholarships, and has also been confirmed several awards and titles. Most recently, she was awarded the Srimati K.J. Sarasa Endowment Prize in Chennai in 2016.